Good evening, everyone. I'm Nathan, here with my wonderful wife, Laura.
Hi.
And we're here for another long overdue board game haul.
Yes.
Long overdue.
It's been a while. We kind of weren't buying a lot, and then all of a sudden we had picked up a lot, so...
It's very easy to get away from just one here, $3 there, a couple there, and then all of a sudden you've got what you can't see at the moment, just stacks and
lots and lots of new games. Yeah, and card games, actually. We've got a few things that normally we wouldn't have in our haul, so...
Let's get going. We've got a lot to get through.
They're actually almost collapsing on me. So we have Dogman the Hot Dog card game.
Based on the books.
That I'm not familiar with at all.
Tons and tons of them. I'm sure I should get our oldest son into American. He'd like those books.
Fair enough. Some of these we know more about than others. Some of them we haven't played yet. We have an old Travel Scrabble.
A really old one.
It doesn't look like it's in the best shape, but the interesting thing about it is that it is all wooden. So
even the board itself is wooden.
Yeah.
I think, so you can sort of put little wooden pegs and things in the letters.
Kind of a neat little one. Something much newer, we have Cosmic Cows.
I bought it because I like cows and it involves aliens.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much it.
Then we have Connect 4, like the little shuffle version of the card game.
They had a whole range of these. Apparently the Monopoly version is really quite hard to find, which is odd out of all the ones that can be hard to find.
Yeah, speaking of Monopoly...
Monopoly Deal!
Monopoly Deal. I think we actually already have a copy of this, but this came in a bundle with something else, which is also over here.
I got it because it had Family Feud card game in there.
Yeah, Family Feud Strikeout card game. So yeah, I think this might be a double.
Yeah, so we'll probably get rid of that one. We'll double check though before we get rid of it.
But Family Feud, great show. So it should be interesting to see the card game version.
We haven't had Family Feud in Australia. Family Feud in Australia for years now.
Yeah. We have Codenames. It's brand new, but we bought it secondhand.
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah.
So I got sucked in. I'm like, I'm not really sure about word games and things, but for what, $2 apparently I paid? I think that's not too bad.
Apparently it's the number one party game on Board Game Geek. It says on the front of the box, so.
So they say.
Then something that I think we had a really long time ago and we never played, and now you've picked up again.
Settlers of Catan, one of the classic
just
ones.
Catan.
Oh,
Doesn't say Settlers on it, actually.
Is that a different game then?
No, I don't think
it's
so.
Catan. It's one of those games that I always hear about and see in movies and shows and people talk about. I've never played it.
Yeah. So we have that. And then something that Nathan thought was Red Line, but it's Red Tide.
Yeah, we were looking for, where's that Red Line game? It's Penny Arcade's Red Tide card game.
Yeah. Sure is. I can't tell you more about that one.
I haven't looked at Penny Arcade in 15 years or something. You know.
The 50th anniversary edition. There's a gold coin and there's special 50th anniversary cards, I think, in there.
And we got this on clearance, really quite cheap, I think, in the end. So that was a really nice little deal.
Then we have two of these selfish ones. That's the Zombie edition.
Zombie from Ridley's Games.
And then this is the Disney Villains version. We've played none of them. So.
No, I pretty much won these.
Essentially,
so...
Yeah, through your work, so...
We'll get to them at some point.
We always say that in every haul. Oh, we'll get to this, we'll play this, we'll
when you've got
it.
this many board games...
And kids.
It's hard.
You can't play them all.
It's hard to get to each one.
We actually have a lot of card games this time. Cluedo Suspect, which is interesting.
I see a lot of them, because usually when I buy the second hand, they're usually $1 each for the card game, maybe $2.
Yeah.
And they don't take up a lot of space.
That's true. Yeah, that's nice. Speaking of card games, we have a Battleship card game. I think there's a few different ones.
That's an earlier, early 2000s version,
2002.
I think. Yeah.
Alright, then we have another Uno, but the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games one.
Yes, which didn't actually happen in 2020, I don't believe.
No, it happened in 2021.
And this was on clearance, because funnily enough, we bought it several years after it happened, so it was actually like $2 or something.
Yeah, new as well. Then we have a Connect 4 card game, which we think is different to that Shuffle one that we showed before.
Yeah, but as, we buy them, and then we don't even look at them. That's a terrible habit.
Terrible. Alright, another Uno, we have the Barbie California Girl release. There is also somewhere...
There's another Barbie one somewhere.
Here, hang on. You hold this one. Then we have just like a Barbie Princess. That one is.
The only difference between California Girl has a special Beachcomber card, lets you discard cards by giving them to other players.
I don't see anything different on the princess one.
I get these because me and Laura have an appreciation for like more older Barbie games.
I loved Barbie stuff when I was a kid, so
it's
very nostalgic.
Too bad. Check out the other board game reviews and
yeah, we have a few Barbie board games on the channel. Also an Uno Junior. Our kids are probably a little bit old. They just play normal version now, but we've never played the Junior, so we wanted to see what makes it different.
Yeah, and the box is like a weird shape, so it looks like it's crushed, but it's not.
Very strange.
Never liked that.
Then we have Luck Plus from the makers of Uno.
Yes, we have a lot of the more vintage card games always have that, and from the makers of Uno. Well, isn't Uno like Mattel or whoever?
Don't know.
They probably made a lot of things.
This is the 80s though, so yeah, I've never heard of that one until.
It's got dice in it, green translucent dice, which is interesting.
Then of course we've got some Monopolies in the pile.
Always have Monopolies.
This is the Despicable Me Minion Made Monopoly there, which I think you can still buy, maybe?
It might still be on
It's
shelves.
a more recent kind of.
And it's got a weird sort of inner board and spinning thing. Like,
yeah, not your standard Monopoly. This one's really cool. This is Clue Junior, The Case of the Hidden Toys board game.
Now, they made actually several Clue Junior board games, we found out. We've already reviewed,
Yeah.
I think, the Spooky Haunted House or whatever it was.
Maybe. And I've got a Cluedo Junior, which I think is pretty cool. So it's really interesting. Again, our kids are probably almost probably getting it to the high end of that.
5 to 8, and we've got almost 6 and 7, so
Yeah. A brand new Monopoly, the Travel World Tour. This one actually has
stamps.
Ink stamps that you can wipe clean. So
I'm not sure it's going to focus, but you stamp the cards and do all sort of interesting things, and we've played it, haven't we?
Well, no, that's just arrived. We actually just got that delivered this week. Then we have Ravensberger Funny Fits. You picked this up.
I did. I thought it's just a cute looking game. You have to like make a full sort of person, but you can use any sort of body part, so different hat, body, torso and feet, so just a nice little one.
Ravensburger's usually good quality too.
Yeah, it is.
So.
Speaking of good quality,
I can't remember if these were in our last haul video or not, so forgive us. Yeah, if they are, we have Australian Idol board game. If you want to take that,
yeah,
and then
it's really heavy.
the Australia's Got Talent board game. This comes with like a kazoo and cups and balls and a torch.
Magic playing
Microphone,
cards.
sorry, not a torch. Yeah, I don't know how we'll review
You
that
picked
one.
those
It'll be
ones up. You really
interesting.
wanted to pick them up, didn't you?
I think they're interesting. I used to watch them when they first came out.
I did too. Lucky Cat.
Lucky Cat. I really like the packaging.
They came in the same bundle as the
The Selfish games. Yeah. Yeah, it's the shape of a cat. It's a card game in there. So we won't read or say too much about this one.
it's one of those sort of Cards of Humanity sort of ones. There's tons of them around there.
An adult.
Yeah,
card
adult.
game. 18 plus it says on the front. This is another one you got with Lucky Cat, wasn't it?
It's a little science trivia spot the thing. We got it for the kids. We thought the kids might get a kick out of it.
Yep.
So.
We have Australian Menagerie.
Which, by the way, you can get. I think you can A, still buy, and B, I think there's an expansion you can buy for it.
There you go. Yeah, the lid doesn't. I don't know whether maybe it's not packed in there very well. We should be careful. Another card game, Aussie one, obviously.
Yeah, I'm curious. No, they got like weird, coloured boxes. Anyway, we'll get to that at some point.
All right, then we have the amazing Life Hacks card game. You know, one of those based on things you've seen online kind of games. There's a lot of these around, so you know.
I think this was new, wasn't it?
I think that those ones are fun. They're not great for replaying though.
No, you play it a few times, you're like, well, there's not really much else to do.
Yeah, if you remember like what's true, false, or whatever.
That's the problem with trivia games.
Ninja Burger, because of course.
From Steve Jackson, who did like the Munchkins and things like that, I think.
I don't know. I don't know anything about that one. Alright, this is a heavy one.
Oh yes, this is one we both wanted, and as you can see, we've definitely played it from the seal on it.
No. So we have Stardew Valley based on the game.
Yes, which you really like.
I did. I really enjoyed the game. Yeah, it's very, very heavy.
Laura dropped it on her foot before we started filming.
I sure did. I wouldn't recommend that, in case you're wondering. You can help me take this now, thank you. Lots and lots of pieces in there.
And here's an interesting one. I believe, I don't speak German, but I believe this is one of the first expansions to Catan.
Sure.
and it's a sealed copy of the German one, which we may or may not be able to play. I've never played Catan, so I don't know if there's any English or language needed to play the expansion.
Don't know.
But I got it because I'm a sucker.
Yes. Alright, then we have Pounce. Is it dice? No, just cards, I think, that one actually.
I think we play. I don't think it was that good, if I recall.
I don't remember playing
Can't remember either.
If we've played it, I don't remember, so it probably wasn't great.
Oh, this is one I recently got, probably yesterday from the day of filming.
Yeah, this is Dynamite, the dinosaur adventure game.
We also have, what was the other, just dinosaurs you've got?
Yeah, we've got a few dinosaur games. So, I've never heard of this one.
I have.
It should be interesting to try.
What have we got?
This is one you've wanted for a while.
Yeah, Exploding Kittens. You basically you want to be the last one left alive by not getting the exploding kitten. And there's like millions of expansions and all that, but around where we are, they're between $30 and $40 new for it. I didn't want to sort of pay that much for a card game we weren't that keen on, but
yeah,
found it second hand, so
bonus.
Give it a go.
Then we have Hotel, which is
the European release.
Hotels, basically. But it's like different buildings in there versus like how they look in the Hotels version that we already have in our collection.
So we've got the classic like Milton Bradley hotels from the 80s, and this is like I think the European or whatever release, so it was slightly different.
Yeah. Then we have a Goosebumps one. This is a Night in Terror Tower.
Now, I've had a few of these Goosebump games before, and they always look so cool and awesome, but I don't think they were that fun to play.
I really like the books though, so...
I think we've got most of the original ones.
Yeah, yeah. Alright, another Monopoly. We have the Deadpool version. I don't know if is there a Deadpool 2 one?
There's a collector's edition of Deadpool, the Monopoly, but I'm not sure if there's a Deadpool 2. Let us know.
This is just standard Deadpool.
Apparently it was $4 wherever we got it.
This one, it's already up on the channel.
Yeah, it's probably one of the more recent videos up there by the time this gets published, so...
Yeah. Monopoly Builder, we won't say much. Go watch the video.
It involves building.
Yes, it does. This one was purely for me, Lord of the Rings Monopoly, the new version. We've got most of the like old
board
versions, old Lord of the Rings Monopolies and things as well, and the Hobbit ones. And so we had to add this one.
Of course.
This one looks nice, actually. It's got pewter pieces, I think. At least I hope.
Compared to some of the other sort of releases these days of Monopoly, it looks like more effort.
Yes. Hang on.
Money has gone into it.
Sorry, just bringing the next pile in. These are new. You can buy these at like Kmart and Big W, I think.
Trivia Pursuit mini packs. This is 1990s and 2000s.
Yep, we bought the 2 decades that were kind of more us when we were growing up. I believe there's a 2010s and an 80s.
That would make sense.
I think there's the 4 of them.
I think 70s would be a bit old. But
yeah, I don't think there's a 70s. I could be wrong, but...
one of those escape rooms in a box.
Can you hear that? There's almost nothing in here.
Did you buy it? Was this new?
Yeah, I bought this new on clearance for $2. I think they're normally $10, $15, something like that. So
you made an escape room for me once, and I ended up dying deliberately at the end. Thanks.
Then we have Havana Dice.
Apparently, it's a really popular game in Latin America.
I don't know it, so I don't know.
It's got a lot of dice in there.
Alright, we have the Murder Mystery Mansion, the classic whodunit game, apparently.
Have you heard of it?
I haven't.
Not much of a classic.
Yeah. Yeah. We've only just picked this up, we haven't kind of looked into it, but it looks interesting, like a good mystery game.
It doesn't really play like it's got... I thought when I bought it was similar to like Cluedo, but it's really not at all.
I haven't had a look, so
we'll get to that one at some point. I'm sure in the next couple of 10, 20 years.
Yeah. Then we have a little kids game, Wee Little Piggies.
Which is actually really quite a nice game.
Yeah, it's actually got like 3D pig pen and pigs.
And light sensors and things like that on it. So.
Yeah, and it sings like this little piggy went to market, and it's a kind of a
memory sort of game.
Yeah, but in a good way. So we have a different Travel Scrabble. This one is a really nice
It's a really nice one, and it's actually really well thought out. So we actually got a whole bunch of Scrabbles recently, so I assume we'll have a couple of Scrabble videos going up at some point. But
yeah, if you want to take that, we've got, just while we're talking about Scrabble, there's Super Scrabble as well, which is a bigger board.
Yes, it's I think it says a percentage, but it's like a third bigger or something. And there's like a quadruple word scores in the corners too, which is new spaces for this version.
Yeah, so yay, lots of Scrabble coming up.
I don't even like Scrabble.
I like Scrabble.
I'm not good at it.
Then only 3 left. We have another Monopoly. This is the Klingon version, not Star Trek.
So
Klingon.
we're not Trekkies and we're not really into any of that sort of stuff, but it's actually a really nice Monopoly. As Monopolies go.
It's nicely done. I'm sure we'll review it soon. Soonish.
You're doing it again, you say?
Yeah, we'll review that soon. Then we have the original Tiny Hands challenge game.
Now, the only reason I bought this because the kids thought the Tiny Hands were funny. We haven't actually played the game.
I mean, this is not really my sort of game.
In fact, are the Tiny Hands still in there? I thought we took them out.
I think the kids have pinched the Tiny Hands to play with, so we'll find them when we go to review it.
And finally, one I got you for a gift.
This is the last one. This is another old Barbie one, like we were kind of talking about. It's the dress-up game. And
you can actually get your actual Barbie, because I'm assuming if you're at the age, you've got a whole bunch of Barbies, and you can actually dress her up with the stuff in here.
Yeah, they're accessories like actual Barbie sunglasses and things like that. So you don't have to have a Barbie doll to play it, but
that's one of the ones we haven't reviewed in the channel because it's a recent one.
Yeah, well, we only just got it. Yeah, it's not a recent release.
Have we done Barbie Travel Charms the World? I can't remember now.
No, I don't think so. So many Barbie games to remember. So that's our haul.
At least the ones we can remember getting since last time.
Yeah, there's probably a couple of others we couldn't find. We picked up a vintage Boggle, or vintage look. It was like a re-release that looks old.
It's called Rustic Boggle or something. It was in a wooden box.
Yeah.
That's somewhere in the house somewhere.
We've misplaced that. I don't know. I think there was a couple of others that we couldn't find because we have too many, clearly.
So as per usual, let us know, out of all these ones, which do you want us to review first?
Yes.
Or is open for suggestions and things?
Yes, let us know in the comments down below. Otherwise, you'll have to wait. Make sure you subscribe, and eventually we'll get to all of them, maybe.
Oh my god, there's so many videos.
Yes, it is. If you enjoyed watching, give us a thumbs up. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. We have videos every single Tuesday.
Yes.
And plenty of other reviews you can go and watch right now.
Yes, so enjoy.
Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.
Bye.